The previous tenant of my apartment left a list of rules taped inside the bathroom cabinet, and I've been breaking them. I moved into my apartment about 6 weeks ago. Studio, third floor, old building in a part of the city that used to be nice and is slowly deciding to be nice again. Rent was suspiciously reasonable, but the landlord seemed normal. The walls seemed solid, and I needed a place fast after my lease fell through. I signed without thinking twice. The first thing I noticed was how clean the bathroom was. Not landlord clean, obsessively clean. The crowd between the tiles looked like someone had gone at it with a toothbrush. The mirror was spotless. The cabinet behind it had been wiped down inside and out. Tapped to the inside of the cabinet door was a piece of paper, handwritten, neat small print, no signature, no date. It said, "Rules for this apartment. Please follow them. Number 1. Do not run the shower after 11 pm. Number 2. If you hear knocking from the pipes, knock back twice, never 3 times. Number 3. Do not look at the bathroom mirror with the lights off. Number 4. If the drain in the shower makes a sound like breathing, leave the bathroom and close the door. Do not reopen it for at least 30 minutes. Number 5. On the first night of every month, leave a glass of water on the bathroom sink before you go to sleep. It will be empty in the morning. Do not watch it. Number 6. If you follow these rules, nothing in this apartment will hurt you." I took a photo of it because I thought it was funny, sent it to a few friends. We laughed about it. Weird previous tenant with a flair for the dramatic. I threw the list away. First 2 weeks were completely normal. I started to forget the list existed. On the third week, I took a shower at midnight. I worked late sometimes and I didn't think about it until I was already under the water. Nothing happened. I dried off, went to the bed, and felt pleased with myself for not being superstitious. The next morning, the crowd between the bathroom tiles was darker. Not dirty, just darker, like the color had shifted overnight from white to a faint grey. I told myself it was the lightning. 4 days later, I heard the knocking. I was brushing my teeth around 10 pm and there was a distinct knock from somewhere inside the wall behind the shower. 2 sharp taps, then silence, then 2 more. I remembered the rule. Knock back twice, never 3 times. I didn't knock at all because I'm a grown adult and I don't knock on walls because a piece of paper told me to. The knocking came back that night at 2 am. Louder. Not from the bathroom wall, from the wall next to my bed. 2 knocks, pause. 2 knocks, pause. It went on for about 40 minutes. I put in earbuds and eventually fell asleep. The next morning, the crowd was darker again, noticeably now, almost charcoal in places, and there was a smell in the bathroom. I couldn't identify. Faint, wet, like the underside of a rock in a river. I started sleeping with the bathroom door closed. The following Saturday night, I got up to use the bathroom at around 3 am, half asleep. Didn't turn the light on, just walked in and stood at the sink. I was washing my hands in the dark when I remembered the rule 3. Do not look at the bathroom mirror with the lights off. I was already looking at it. I don't know how to describe what I saw. My reflection was there. The shapes were right, my shoulders, my hair, the outline of the sink, but something about the portions was wrong. The reflection's head was tilted, maybe 2 degrees more than mine. Not enough to be obvious, just enough that the longer I looked, the more certain I became that I was not looking at myself. I turned the light on and everything was normal. My face, my reflection, exactly as it should be. But my hands were shaking and I couldn't go back to sleep. The next day, I dug the photo of the rules out of my phone and read them again. I had broken 3 of the 6. Shower after 11, didn't knock back, looked at the mirror in the dark. I decided to follow the rest, not because I believed in them, but because I was running out of explanations for the crowd and the smell and whatever I saw in the mirror, and following some rules felt like doing something instead of nothing. I skipped rule 4 because the train hadn't made any breathing sounds. Rule 5 was coming up. First of the month, leave a glass of water on the sink. Don't watch it. I left the glass out on March 1st, went to bed, set an alarm for 3 a.m. because I'm an idiot and I wanted to see. I didn't watch from the bathroom door. I just listened from bed with the door cracked open. For 2 hours, nothing happened. At approximately 3:20 a.m., I heard something I will try to describe accurately. It was the sound of water being consumed, but not drinking. Not a sound a human mouth makes, more like the sound of water being absorbed. A soft, continuous reduction in volume with no gulping, no breathing, no pause, like the water was being pulled into something that didn't need to swallow. It lasted maybe 90 seconds, then silence. In the morning, the glass was empty, bone dry. Not a drop left, not even a residue ring, and the glass was in a different position on the sink. I had left it on the right side. It was now on the left, closer to the mirror. The crowd was almost black. I tried to find the previous tenant. I messaged her. Her message was short. "You found the list?" "Yes," I said. "Are you following the rules?" I told her I broke 3 of them: the shower, the knocking, the mirror. She didn't respond for 2 days. Then, "I need you to understand something. I didn't write those rules. I followed them perfectly for 3 years. Nothing happened. The rules work. Whatever is in that apartment respects them. But you broke 3. I don't know what happens when you break them because I never did." The tenant before me broke one. Just one. The shower rule. She moved out after 2 weeks and wouldn't tell me what happened. "You broke 3? I asked her what she thinks is in the apartment. She said, "I don't think anything is in the apartment. I think the apartment is it. The walls, the pipes, the tiles, the mirror. It's all one thing. And the rules are the terms it's set for living inside it." You broke its terms. I don't know what that means. But the crowd changing color means it's angry. If it's turning dark for you, something has changed and it's not going back. I haven't responded to her message yet. That was 3 days ago. The crowd is completely black now, every line between every tile in the bathroom. It happened overnight. I went to bed and it was dark grey. I woke up and it looked like someone had filled every seam with ink. The smell is stronger. Not just the bathroom anymore. It's in the hallway outside the bathroom door. Wet stone, river water, something underneath. Last night I heard the train. The breathing sound from Rule 4. Slow, rhythmic, unmistakable. Not mechanical, not pipes. Something pulling air in and pushing it out. Coming from the drain of my shower, and it didn't stop when I left the room and closed the door. It's been going on for 9 hours now. I'm sitting in my kitchen writing this. The bathroom door is closed. I can still hear from here. Slow, steady, patient. Like something that was asleep for a long time and is now very much awake. I don't know what to do. I can't afford to break my lease. I can't explain this to my landlord without sounding insane. I followed the remaining rules perfectly for 3 weeks and it hasn't mattered. Whatever this is, it's not following the rules anymore. I just want to know one thing. The woman before me, the one who broke just the shower rule and left after 2 weeks, what did she see that made her leave that fast? Because I broke 3 rules and I'm still here. And I'm starting to think that's not because I'm brave. I'm starting to think it's because it hasn't decided what to do with me yet. I taught my dog to use talking buttons. What she told me terrified me. My dog, Cookie, is a high-energy Papillon mix with big furry ears and tufts of long fur. And when I first adopted her, I almost returned her because for the first 3 days, she wouldn't stop crying. Now, of course, she's my baby. One thing that helped a lot with her energy levels and her constant boredom was the buttons. I'm sure you've seen them. Those buttons you record with your voice that dogs can press to say things like food or play or outside. Some people even train their cats with them. Cookie is up to 20 buttons. Sometimes she'll hit nonsense sequences, of course, and she seems to think ouch is a reaction to surprise. Also, I'm not sure if she grasps the emotion mad, sad, and love you. Though on days when I'm curled up on my sofa, crying from the stress at work and she hits love you. Of course, I want to believe she knows what it means. Even if she doesn't, it still makes me feel better. But even though she's imperfect in talking with her paws, Cookie is well trained and intentional, at least with her most tangible ones like outside and food. Though I'll admit it's annoying to be woken in the middle of the night with demands for food. Anyway, one night I was woken up by the sound of my recorded voice from the living room. Stranger. This was followed by pattering of Cookie's little paws, followed by stranger outside. I admit, my heart skipped a beat. I lay in bed, huddled under the blankets, reluctant to get up and investigate. For a long while, holding my breath, I lay there in silence. I listened to the dog's footsteps meander around in the main room. Finally, she pressed food a few times before coming back into the bedroom and curling up in her bed by the nightstand. In the morning, I checked around outside the house but found no traces of anything unusual. I also did a Google research and laughed when I realized how many people have been spooked by their pets pressing stranger. I also creeped myself out with a story in the Daily Mirror of a woman whose dog pressed cold stranger. According to the article, the woman was spooked by her dog's warning of this cold stranger in the corner of her living room. But in my case, Cookie wasn't warning me of any ghost. One morning, she hit stranger before running to the door and growling. This was a correct usage of the button, as the UPS driver was outside. When the doorbell rang, she actually barked, her hackles raised, tail down and ears flat. I had to apologize to the driver as I accepted the package and Cookie kept rumbling, low and deep in her throat. I told her, "Go away," and she shrugged off. Behind me somewhere, I heard the button for stranger again. "Sorry," I told the driver, who was laughing. She doesn't like strange men. But then came the incident that made me rethink everything. I'd just come back from a visit with my parents, and as soon as Cookie and I walked in, her hackles raised. I was unloading bags when I heard, "Stranger, home." This sent a crawl of icy fingers up my spine. Cookie wasn't growling or barking, but she was unusually alert. "Stranger where?" I asked. When Cookie just looked at me, I repeated myself. She looked around the room and then she chopped up to wander through the kitchen, came back out and went down the hall to the bedroom, came back to me and wandered over the buttons. "Smell." God, the chills I felt then. Did this mean there was a lingering smell of some stranger? Could it have been a strange animal? A squirrel that got in through the window maybe? Or the smell of something I bought in from outside? I went walking around the house, no signs of forced entry. After I found a footprint in the damp soil below the window, I also decided to install cameras. I was doing some gardening and heard my name called by Greg, my supervisor at work. He was out jogging and we struck up a conversation. He asked if he could have some water and I let him in for a drink, and as usual, Cookie was growling. He had made himself at home in the armchair by the TV area and was remarking on what a nice place I have and asking, "Is it just you here?" when I heard my recorded voice from the living room. "Stranger, smell." Now the fact Greg had appeared on my street casually jogging up the sidewalk, well, it had sent up some red flags. He'd always been a little creepy as supervisor, so when Cookie pressed the button saying she smelled a stranger, it sent my pulse racing. I told Greg I had to take her out for a quick potty break, and while outside I phoned a friend and asked them to pretend it was an emergency. But 2 days later, the cameras caught him. On a Saturday afternoon when my car was gone and I was obviously not home, Greg came strolling up my sidewalk. He looked around, seemingly trying to act casual, and then he went right to the potted plant, which he lifted, searching for the key. I felt nauseated watching the footage. When I informed my boss, Greg was immediately let go. He sent me some expletive-filled threatening emails and messages accusing me of ruining his life before I blocked him and filed a restraining order. That was all weeks ago. But the reason I'm writing about it now is because yesterday, Cookie hit the stranger button again. Of all buttons, that one always got a reaction from me. I immediately got up and asked her, "Stranger where?" She turned the circle and whined and then pressed home. That sent my pulse through the roof. I checked all through the house. No signs of intrusion, nothing on camera either. My fluttering heart slowed. "No stranger," I told her. She sulked and wandered away. She was out of sorts the rest of the evening. Then today she hit the button again, mad. And then stranger, mad. It was nonsensical. I found myself trying to piece together meaning. Was she saying she was mad because I wasn't listening to her about the stranger? Maybe. But there was no stranger. I checked everywhere, including the cameras. And then, because that button in particular always got me extra freaked out, I looked up Greg, just to make sure he hadn't resumed stalking me. I found his obit. He ended his own life 2 days ago.